Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, to my top 20 NECA figures in the collection video. There's going to be 3 parts to this. Part 1 will be numbers 20 to 11, and part 2 will be the big top 10. It's 10 to 1, the big one, the big reveal, who is numero uno of all the NECA figures I possess, and there's some good ones. But then part 3 will be an honorable mentions video, because even though it's, got 20 slots, it's impossible. I've been collecting NECA figures since I was about, I don't know, maybe 18, 19. I'm 41 now, forget about it. It's been a long time, like over 20 years of collecting NECA stuff. So I've accumulated quite a vast collection of awesome pieces from the company. So I'm only including figures that I own in my personal collection, and if you think some of the placements in the top 20 are a bit odd, like why would he put this one at that number when the other figure came with more accessories or looked more movie accurate, stuff like that, it's all just personal taste on this one. And I know a lot of you would disagree with some of the placements, especially in the top 10. Top 5 is going to get pretty hairy. But there's just, there's a lot of amazing stuff by NECA. I do love the company, and they've just, 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, they knock it out of the park when it comes to just what you would expect to get with a character. I mean, look what they gave us with Marty McFly here at number 20. Let's get into it. Number 20, and it's very difficult choosing between this version or the part 2 version. That was a very tough call, but I went with the original just because it is the one that started it all. Comes with a beautiful skateboard and an alternative head sculpt with the sunglasses on and the really nicely detailed guitar. But massive shout out to my buddy Larry McMillan for sending this one along, and some others. If you're familiar with the channel, you know that already. But beautiful detail on the outfit. Comes with the backpack over his shoulder, the camcorder, just the denim looks so convincing, and then the shirt, and if you lift away his jacket, you can see the braces under there as well, and a really good head sculpt. And there's the watch as well on the wrist. It's just a beautiful piece. So there it is at number 20, Back to the Future Part 1, Marty McFly. At number 19, we have the quarter scale Crow Eric Draven figure by NECA, and this is an old piece. And I did just put to the side here the 7-inch version because I got him too, and they're both basically exactly the same, just one's big and one's small. And that's an awesome piece as well. But oh man, I wish I knew the year. Someone out there will know, and I'm sure they'll drop it in the comments for us all to see. But man, it's going back a long time. I was maybe very early 20s when I got this, maybe. It just feels like a long time since this came out. But beautiful sculpt on the leather coat. It's all plastic obviously, but it's so convincing. And a really good likeness to Brandon Lee, rest in peace. But I love this movie, I love the soundtrack. It's pure magic to me. It came out when I was about 13 years old, and it was very sad. It was one of the ones that hit me quite hard. Even, to be honest, I remember feeling more sad about Brandon Lee than I did about Kurt Cobain, because, Kurt Cobain apparently chose to do what he did. Whereas, Brandon Lee, it was a terrible tragedy. It was, he should still be with us. And I can only imagine the cool stuff he would have got up to if he was still around. I don't think it would have just been movies. He was, he was more than that, and I think that would have become evident as the older he got. But yeah, it's very, very bloody sad to lose him. But I remember listening to the big Crow poster on my wall. I was about 13, getting to 14 maybe, and the Crow soundtrack, and listening to the last song. I think it was called "It Won't Rain All the Time." I know in the film he says it can't rain all the time, but I think, yeah, whatever that last song was, I remember listening to that and shedding a tear in my bedroom as a young lad, just thinking how much it sucked that we lost Brandon Lee, because yeah, the Crow film was very special to me. It just nailed it. The atmosphere, the look of the movie, everything about it, man, was, to me, it was just, it's like when I saw Batman Begins, is one of the only sort of times I can compare that kind of feeling of thinking, holy shit, this is exactly what I would want this to be. It's perfect. So yeah, at number 19, Eric Draven, the Crow, quarter scale figure from NECA. It's an old piece, but they absolutely nailed it. Let's rock at number 18. It's Vasquez from Aliens, and this is an awesome piece. It just always impressed me. I had to get it, even though I had previously owned pretty much all the Marines and various Ripleys and different aliens and the Queen, the Power Loader. I had all that stuff, and I did decide to sell it. For the most part, pretty much all of it went. I did keep one version of Ripley from the first Alien movie when she's in the white spacesuit at the end of the film. I kept that one, but I had Bishop, the Marines, Hicks, Huds, all that stuff, man. But I got Vasquez after the fact that I'd sold all those other ones, just because I couldn't say no to this one. The likeness is dead on, the muscle tone in her arms, the smart gun, was it? And just her headset, and everything about it, proportions, the paint, the sculpt, everything. That might be not supposed to be like that, folks. It's been a long time. She's been on the window ledge for a good while because there's just nowhere to put her on the shelves at the moment. But yeah, had to include Vasquez. It would have been a crime not to. Very accurate, very cool character. Back before it was, a big deal to have a strong lady in a movie. I mean, they were around for a lot longer before people started kicking off about it. And Aliens, man, was way ahead of its time in many ways. It's just, she's a absolutely kick-ass character, and I always liked her. There she is at number 18, Vasquez. You are all my children now. Number 17, Neca's Ultimate Part 2, Freddy Krueger, Freddy's Revenge. Now, I felt this one could be a bit controversial to make it into the top 20, which will become, I'll reveal that, I guess, in the honorable mentions video once the top 20 is over with. I'll explain later. But I had to put him in there just because, he does come with alternative heads and some other little goodies and accessories from the movie. The two dogs, which are absolutely grotesque. I don't even know where they are. I just put them away somewhere, man. They're horrible to look at. They're awesomely done. And they're in the movie, but they are just gross to look at. The dog's face is all weird, both of them. And yeah, I just don't have them on display, but they're very well made. But it's just because of the movie accuracy on this one. The proportions, especially, the detail on his face, the way he looked in part 2, and the hat is exactly dead on to the movie, and just the colors and everything about it. I just love the look from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. It may not be the best film in the franchise, but I think it was the best look for Freddy. And that's why I had to include this one, just because it's, as far as 7-inch Freddy figures from Neca, this is the one I would definitely recommend you get. It is absolutely awesome. So I had to include him. Number 17, Neca's Ultimate Part 2, Freddy Krueger. At number 16, we have the Neca Rob Zombie's Michael Myers from 2007, I think this came out. So it's an old piece and it's beautiful. I mean, obviously as it's rotating around here, the back of the tombstone isn't that pretty, but it's not meant to be seen from the back. But it was really cool of Neca to include such a cool diorama base for this piece, and I just think he looks really movie accurate. I love the sculpt on the coveralls, the clothing. He doesn't have much articulation in the legs at all. It is kind of from the waist down, it's all one sculpt, but that's cool because you don't have that kind of diaper look that a lot of these new Myers figures have. And that's cool because you get a lot of articulation. But me personally, I just like it when it's, for a solid figure like this that's all sculpted, it just looks way more realistic when they're, lose the articulation in the legs, but it just looks better to me. Keep the articulation in the arms. This one's got pretty good movement there, good movement in the head. You've got a turnable wrist and a little kind of swivel turn here, and then movement at the top of the arm. But just a very good figure. I think it's just fantastic looking, and it just shows, man. Neca have always been good at what they do, because it's an old piece now and it still stands up really well next to any of the more recently made Michael Myers figures, I believe. It looks really, really good still to this day. And you also got this head sculpt as well, and another knife. So it's really cool to have this head sculpt on this one. And if you have the quarter scale version of this, then you can have that as full on Michael Myers once he gets his mask back. So it's just beautiful. Just pan back, let you see it come around one more time. But there it is, number 16, the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween. Michael Myers played by Tyler Mane. And a beautiful piece. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to let it come around one more because it's just that nice. Just look at the sculpt on it. Just looks amazing. At number 15, we have the quarter scale Harley Quinn. And the box is up in the loft. I'm pretty sure this is from Arkham City. How could it not be in the top 20? Look at it, man. It's almost statue quality. Obviously, it has joints. It's a posable figure, but man, it's absolutely stunning. Just get a look at this amazing head sculpt. A beautiful paintwork. Absolutely stunning piece. And the tattoos are done really well. We'll catch them as they come around one more time. But she's actually a little bit dusty, folks. I should have dusted her. She's been down in the corner of the room here. Haven't been paying her much attention for a while, to be honest with you, but she certainly deserves it. There's another tattoo somewhere. I think it's on the other hip. But she came with some weapons. Obviously, you got the Uzi there. Oh, there's another tattoo. I mean, the tattoos are a bit shiny looking when the light hits them. Like, whatever they are, transfers, but it's only because the light's shining right on them. I love this piece, man. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I wish they would make a quarter scale Arkham City Catwoman, because that is my favorite Catwoman of all time. My favorite character from the game, full stop. Playing as her, going around Gotham doing your thing was amazing. But yeah, this is an essential piece if you're a DC fan, trust me. At number 15, the quarter scale Arlene Quinzel from Arkham City by Neca. Absolutely killed it. At number 14, it's Stripe, the leader of the evil gremlins from the original Gremlin movie. And this had to make it in because just how accurate it appears to me, and just the obvious love and care that went into producing this. I mean, look at it. The paintwork is exceptional. The sculpt is amazing. The real hair for his mohawk. And you can pose the mouth closed or open. You can move the ears, pose the arms, the legs. And I absolutely love this film. It's not really Christmas until I watch Gremlins. Definitely probably my favorite Christmas movie. Just love the vibes that it creates, the memories from being a kid, seeing it. But absolutely had to include Stripe. He's an amazing piece. Number 14, Stripe. At number 13, it's the Ultimate Loomis and Michael Myers, both from Halloween 2. Now, the reason there's two figures on the rotating base right now, two figures in the same slot, is because they come as a double pack. If you want Loomis, you're going to have to get Myers as well because they come together and the price reflects such. But just to let you guys know, in the review recently that I did, and remember when I switched him to his brown suit look, and I was not too pleased about all the little speckles of light paint all over his brown suit, and about 1 million people in the comments informed me that that's how a lot of suits were back then. And even reading those comments, I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, fair enough, but surely it's not to that extent. And then last night I watched the film LA Confidential, finally, after however many years. I think it came out in 97 or something. I don't know, but it's getting on a bit. I'd never seen it, but it was on Netflix. I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch it. And one thing I noticed, I thought it was great, by the way, good movie, but one thing I noticed was about halfway through the film, he was probably wearing the same suit maybe the whole way through the film, but definitely in the latter half of the movie, Russell Crowe's wearing a suit with exactly what Neca did to this figure. And I saw it and I thought, bloody hell, it's true. It really looks like that. So that's the point I'm trying to eventually get to here. Yeah, Neca did an amazing job with this figure. Complaints about the speckles on the brown suit, you can disregard them, because yeah, it turns out that is exactly how that should be. As weird as that is, it's true. But yeah, that was it. I watched LA Confidential. I saw Russell Crowe's suit and I was like, holy shit, that's exactly what they did with the Neca figure. Anyway, they did a great job with the Myers sculpt and the coveralls and the bullet holes and just his general kind of stature, and an amazing job on the Loomis head sculpt and all the sculpt of the clothing, the way it falls, very natural looking. Both awesome pieces. At number 12, it's the quarter scale Big Chap alien from the original Alien movie by Neca. They're all made by Neca. It's a Neca top 20, but I feel that I should still say it. What a creation. It's never been topped. To this day, they just can't seem to match what H.R. Giger did in that original movie. I mean, Ridley Scott has given us Prometheus and Alien Covenant. With all the money you can throw at a movie and all the power of Ridley Scott after his whole catalogue of movies that he's done, and he still just couldn't even come close to that original movie. The simplicity of it. But beautiful, just an amazing sci-fi horror film. And he is pretty dusty, I ain't gonna lie to you. He's been down in the corner over by the guitar there, and I haven't touched him in months and months and months. So I'm just noticing a little cobweb between some of his fingers, which is kind of creepy, but there he is. At number 12, just an amazing piece. I've done videos on this on the channel, guys. I've reviewed it, I've done post sessions with it, so if you want to see more, just type in Neca Big Chap Dean Knight 333 into YouTube and it will come up for you. But an amazing sculpt. This is not the most recent one they made, it's the one before that. But yeah, this one was still so good that I didn't feel the need to get the upgraded version. Maybe one day, but this will do for now. Quarter scale Alien Big Chap. Masterful. At number 11, I've gone with the Halloween Kills Ultimate Michael Myers figure. I just think it's really movie accurate. It's probably the most accurate looking Michael Myers figure they've ever made, and there's been some incredible ones. Like I said, that 2007 Rob Zombie Michael Myers figure still stands up today as one of their best looking. And I just think the proportions on this are spot on to James Jude Courtney. You can really tell it's him. Excellent work on the mask, especially the burnt side as it comes around there. It's very well done, and all the damage on his left hand side. I just think, I would love them to make this in quarter scale. I probably wouldn't change a thing, to be honest. I think, I don't feel any compulsion to do any repaints on the mask on this. I think it's fine. I just think straight out of the box you got yourself a perfect Michael Myers figure. Came with some great weapons and a second head sculpt as well. Just a really solid piece. So that is the end of part 1, folks. Next video will be the top 10, and I really can't wait to film it, so I'm going to get straight on with that now. But leave me your predictions in the comments section. Always love to hear from you. And quite a lot of these figures were bought from Mad About Horror, so I advise you head on over there if you're tempted by this guy, for example. That's madabouthorror.co.uk. Great place to get your horror figs. Alright, drop a like on it, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. I will be back very soon with part 2.